Members of the 359th Basic Training Class and ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing and direct your attention to the Salina Police Department for the presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem. Honor Guard, please post the colors. You may be seated. During your time at KLETC, you have all walked past the Wall of Honor numerous times. The Wall of Honor was designed as a reminder of those KLETC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The names and photos of the 32 individuals memorialized preserve their memories and give family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice in service to the citizens of Kansas. At this time, join me in observing a moment of silence to honor those 32 KLETC graduates no longer with us. Thank you. Class, I'm going to start with something simple. I'm proud of you. You've earned that. I watched you walk in here on day one, uncertain, nervous, trying to figure out what you'd stepped into. Now I see men and women who carry themselves like officers. That doesn't happen by luck. It happens through work, sweat, frustration, and showing up even when you didn't feel like it. What mattered most wasn't just the skills you learned, it was how you treated each other. I saw you push your classmates. I saw you step in when someone was struggling. I saw you celebrate each other's wins. Out there, that's the job, being the person who shows up when someone needs help. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This career will test you. You'll have calls that stick with you. You'll have nights that feel endless, and you'll have moments where you question yourself. When that happens, fall back on your training. Lean on your partners. Remember, in this profession, it takes teamwork. And don't lose yourself. The badge is a tool, it's not your identity. You're still a son, a daughter, a parent, a friend. You still have people who need you to come home whole. Protect your well-being with the same intensity you protect your community. Every time you put on that uniform, remember why you chose this job. Not for praise, not for status. You chose it because you wanted to help people on their worst day. Hold on to that. It will keep you grounded when the job gets heavy. Training you has been an honor. Watching you grow has been one of the best parts of this job. Congratulations, class. I'm proud of you, and I'm ready to see you step into the field as the officers you've worked so hard to become. Godspeed. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker. As Sheriff of Ellis County, Kansas, Scott Braun has devoted more than 3 decades to public service, leadership, and law enforcement. A lifelong resident of Ellis County, he graduated from Victoria High School before attending Barton County Community College and Fort Hays State University. He later graduated from the 139th Basic Training Class at the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center, launching a distinguished career dedicated to protecting and serving the citizens of Ellis County and the state of Kansas. He began his law enforcement career as a reserve deputy with the Ellis County Sheriff's Office before joining the City of Ellis Police Department as a police officer. He later returned full-time to the Ellis County Sheriff's Office, where he advanced through the ranks, serving as a narcotics detective, canine instructor, and handler, administrator and coordinator of the Ellis County Drug Enforcement Unit, and undersheriff before being elected sheriff of Ellis County. Throughout his career, he has remained committed to professional excellence, public safety, and service to his community. Dedicated to lifelong learning and professional development, Sheriff Braun is a graduate of the Heartland Certified Public Manager Program and has completed both the FBI LEADA Executive Leadership Institute and the FBI Command Leadership Institute. His extensive experience includes criminal investigations, narcotics enforcement, detention operations, public safety administration, and organizational leadership. A respected leader within the law enforcement profession, Sheriff Braun served as president of the Kansas Sheriff's Association and currently serves as its immediate past president. He also served as president of the Kansas Narcotics Officers Association. In addition, he serves on the Northwest Homeland Security Council, is the Northwest Regional Coordinator for Law Enforcement Torch Run, State Council, and is a founding member of the Crisis Intervention Team. His commitment to service extends well beyond his law enforcement responsibilities. For more than 8 years, he has taught DARE to students in Ellis and Victoria and continues to serve as an instructor today. He has also dedicated his time and leadership to numerous organizations, including the Kansas Line of Duty Death Funeral Assistance Team, the Hayes Rotary Club, First Call for Help, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and St. Nicholas Parish Council. Through these efforts, he has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to strengthening communities, supporting youth and families, and improving the quality of life for others. Throughout his career, Sheriff Braun has received numerous honors and awards, recognizing his leadership and service, including the Kansas Sheriff's Association Deputy of the Year Award, the Kansas Association of Chiefs of Police Gold Award, the Kansas Highway Patrol Superintendent's Meritorious Award, and a Top Cops Honorable Mention. These recognitions reflect a career defined by professionalism, integrity, and dedication to public safety. Sheriff Braun and his wife Terry have been married for more than 30 years and are proud parents of 2 sons, Bryce and Kobe. Together they have served as bigs through Big Brothers Big Sisters and have proudly mentored Leo, their little, for the past 7 years. Their commitment to mentorship, service, and community involvement reflects the values and have guided their family and their lives of service. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheriff Scott Braun.
I'm not any taller than him. I just felt like I needed to adjust it, but I don't. Good afternoon. I am deeply honored to stand before you today and extend my sincere gratitude to Executive Director Darren Beck, the staff at the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center, graduating class of 359, the sheriffs, chiefs, law enforcement officers, families, members, and friends for the opportunity to share in this special occasion. Addressing Class 359 on a day of such significance is both a privilege and a humbling experience as you prepare to begin your careers in law enforcement. Today represents far more than the completion of training. It marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, one defined by service, sacrifice, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to others. While today is certainly a time of celebration, it is also a moment of reflect upon the journey that brought you here. None of you arrived at this point by chance. You earned your place through long hours, hard work, discipline, perseverance, and sacrifice. It is that journey, the challenges you overcame, the lessons learned, and the bonds formed that makes this day so meaningful. Today is not just a graduation. It's not just a ceremony. It's a line in the sand between who you were and who you are now becoming. Over the past weeks and months, you have been tested physically, mentally, and emotionally. You've endured long hours when your body said stop. Your mind said keep going. You've pushed through early mornings and late nights, through uncertainty, stress, and doubt. There were days you questioned yourself, days you were exhausted, days that were heavy, when the reality of this profession started to sink in. And there were good days too. Days filled with laughter, camaraderie, and pride. Moments where you realized you were stronger than you thought. Moments where a simple nod from an instructor meant more than words ever could. You didn't get here by accident. You earned it because this profession is not just a job. It's a calling, and not everyone answers it. For us seasoned people in here, you'll appreciate this next portion. That means older for you young people, okay? All right? All right. Years ago, Paul Harvey, see, some get it, noon, every day, or whatever day it was. Anyway, a legendary American radio broadcaster known for his powerful storytelling and reflection on everyday heroes described what it takes to be a police officer. He said that a police officer must be able to be a minister, a social worker, a diplomat, a tough guy, and a gentleman or lady all in one. Now let's think about that. You are expected to run towards danger when others run away. You bring calm into chaos. You show strength in moments of fear and compassion in moments of pain. You will see people on their worst days. You will carry things that others never will. There will be sad times, moments that stay with you long after the call is over, moments that test your heart more than your training. But there will always be good times. Times when you make a difference, even if no one ever says thank you. Times when your presence alone changes the outcome. Times when you go home knowing that someone is safer because you showed up. Paul Harvey also reminded us that a police officer is expected to risk his life every day and then go home to be a good parent, a good spouse, and a good neighbor. And make no mistake, when you pin that badge on, things change. It changes how people see you. It changes how you see the world. And it should change how you carry yourself. Because from the day forward, you represent something bigger than yourself. You represent trust. You represent integrity. You represent the thin line between order and chaos. To the family sitting here today, thank you. Because while these graduates wore the uniform here at the academy, you carried the weight at home. You supported them through the long nights, the stress, and the sacrifice. As they begin this career, you too will continue to serve alongside them, whether you signed up for it or not. And to the graduates, never forget why you started. Hold on to that, because there will be days ahead that are harder than anything you faced here. On those days, remember this moment. Remember the pride you feel today. Remember the reason you chose this path. Lean on each other, because the bond you built here, this is your brotherhood and sisterhood. These are the people who understand what others cannot. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And never lose your humanity and profession that will test it. Today, you leave as a graduate of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. Tomorrow, you begin as a guardian of your community. Stand tall. Serve with honor. Lead with integrity. And never forget, this is not just what you do. This is who you are. May God bless each of you, your families, and your communities you have sworn to serve. Congratulations, Class 359. Go forth and serve with courage, compassion, and honor.
Sheriff Braun, on behalf of the 359th Basic Training Class, I'd like to present you with this gift in honor of you being the 359th Basic Training Class commencement speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you. KLETC recognizes those student officers who have excelled in academics during their time at KLETC. I asked Travis Cassidy from the Elk County Sheriff's Office and Isaiah Upshaw from the Junction City Police Department to please join me at the podium. Deputy Cassidy and Officer Upshaw have achieved the following criteria to be graduating with honors: 90% or greater overall written test average, a 90% or greater written final exam score, 90% or greater overall performance test average, a 90% or greater overall performance final testing score, and they had to have had a minimum of 100 miles of walking or running or 400 miles of biking. Please join me in recognizing these students for their efforts. At KLETC, we recognize those student officers who have excelled in various professional skill sets during their basic training. For the 359th basic training class, they understood the importance of fitness being a key component in an officer's life. It helps them deal with the daily stress that they'll face and aids them in maintaining a healthier lifestyle, enabling them to better mitigate the dangers they may encounter. During their time here at KLETC, all members of the 359th were active and engaged in a fitness routine. The 359th basic training class had 3 student officers who met the goal of the 200-mile club. To be recognized as a member of the 200-mile club, the student officers must have completed 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and run a mile and a half in 18 minutes or less. Additionally, they must also have logged 200 miles or more outside of their normal classroom activities. Officers, please stand when I read your names to be recognized. Deputy Travis Cassidy of the Elk County Sheriff's Office, Officer Jesus Guillen Ramos of the Kansas State University Police Department, and Officer Isaiah Upshaw of the Junction City Police Department. Please join me in recognizing them for their efforts. You may be seated. Would Officer Guillen Ramos from the Kansas State University Police Department join me at the podium? Officer Guillen Ramos is receiving the Fitness Medal for Most Improved. Please join me in recognizing him for his efforts. I will now ask Deputy Cassidy from the Elk County Sheriff's Office to join me at the podium. For his efforts, Deputy Cassidy is being awarded the Fitness Medal for achieving the most miles during his time here. Please join me in recognizing him. It is now time for the class president to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the 359th Basic Training Class President, Deputy Travis Cassidy from the Elk County Sheriff's Office.
Good afternoon. To the Academy staff, instructors, agency leaders, family members, friends, and my fellow graduates, thank you for joining us as we celebrate this milestone together. When we first arrived at the Academy, we came from different backgrounds, different agencies, different experiences, and different reasons for wanting to wear a badge. Some of us knew each other, most of us didn't. But over these last several months, something happened. A room full of strangers became a class, and eventually a class became a team. Now, if we're being honest, some of my favorite memories won't be found anywhere in our training records. They'll be found in late night Cards Against Humanity games after long days of class. They'll also be found in kickball tournaments that no one expected to get as competitive as it did. Because somewhere along the way, a group of strangers became a real team, and I hope we never take that for granted. To our families, thank you. Thank you for the sacrifices you made so we could be here. Thank you for the missed evenings, the schedule changes, the stress, and the weekends that we came home exhausted. Thank you for believing in us when we even doubted ourselves. This achievement belongs to you as much as it belongs to us. To our instructors and academy staff, thank you. You held us to a high standard because you understood something that we are only beginning to appreciate. One day, someday, somebody's worst day will become our responsibility. The standards, the corrections, the repetition, and the accountability were never about making academy life difficult. They were about preparing us to carry a burden that most people will never fully understand. Because this profession is about more than enforcing laws. It's about serving people. It's about showing up for people on some of the hardest days of their lives. And every time we answer the call, we have an opportunity to remind people that authority and compassion can exist together. As we leave the academy, I think it's important to remember that graduation is not the finish line, it's the starting line. The challenge is no longer getting through the academy. The challenge is staying committed to the reason we started in the first place, because this profession will test us. It will test our patience, our integrity, our compassion, and ultimately our courage. Robin Sharma said, "The fears you don't face become your limits." I think that may become one of the most important lessons we carry with us, because the greatest fears we will face are probably not behind us. They're ahead of us. One day the radio will crackle and a call will come that nobody could have fully prepared us for. Not because the academy failed us, not because our field training failed us, but because some situations cannot be replicated in a classroom, on a driving course, or in a practical scenario. A child not breathing, a family experiencing the worst day of their lives, a moment where the weight of responsibility settles on your shoulders and you realize there is no instructor standing behind you and no evaluator grading your performance. It's just you. And in that moment, fear will show up, as it always does. The question is not whether fear will be there. The question is who you will be when it arrives. Because when that call comes, you don't have the luxury of letting it make the decision for you. You are the one they called. You are the one they expected to run toward the problem. You are the one expected to help. You are the one expected to bring calm to chaos. So you gear up and you go to work. Not because you're fearless, but because somebody needs you. And if we continue facing our fears instead of surrendering to them, those fears will never become our limits. They'll become the moments that reveal who we are becoming. And maybe that's what this entire academy experience has really been about. Not simply learning how to do the job, but discovering who we will be while doing it. Because eventually the techniques become second nature, the statutes become familiar, the equipment will become routine, but who we are will always matter than what we carry on our belt, because who we are is what people will remember. And I believe every person is searching for that identity, whether they realize it or not. Too often, we search for identity in accomplishments, titles, uniforms, ranks, awards, and recognition, but none of those things were ever meant to tell us who we are. As a man of faith, I believe our deepest identity is found in the God who created us. And the remarkable thing is that He created each of us very differently. Every graduate sitting here today brings a unique story, perspective, personality, and set of gifts to this profession. And none of us are exactly alike, and that's a good thing. Because when we bring those unique strengths and God-given gifts to this profession, law enforcement becomes stronger, it becomes more effective, it becomes more connected to the communities we serve, it becomes more human. Because one day, the radio will crackle, someone will need help, and when that day comes, we're going to answer the call. Every time. Class of 359, congratulations. Thank you and God bless.
Deputy Cassidy, on behalf of the KLETC administration and staff, I'd like to present you with this plaque in honor of you being the 359th Basic Training Class President.
Be seated.
In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training in our profession. The law enforcement oath of office affirmation is a constant reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we've discussed in depth during your time here at KLETC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes a great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They have entered the position of being role models, leading by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors over our communities. I will now ask Class President, Deputy Travis Cassidy, to lead the class in reciting the law enforcement oath of office affirmation.
Class 359, please stand. Oath. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve. Recover. Class 359, you may be seated.
Today you will be receiving a challenge coin. A challenge coin is symbolic and meaningful and given to someone as a reminder of what they have done or to confirm membership in an organization. This coin today will recognize you as a graduate of KLETC. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged during your time here at KLETC. On the back of this coin is the oath that each of you affirmed moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, it has been my honor and distinct pleasure to be your class coordinator and a small part of your journey. I wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. I will now ask KLETC Associate Director Jeff Oslin to join me on the stage to present the members of the 359th Basic Training Class with their certificates. Class President, Deputy Travis Cassidy, will announce their names.
Front row, please stand. Joel Basham, Wilson County Sheriff's Office. Bryce Braun, Ellis County Sheriff's Office. Blaine Fish, Edwardsville Police Department. Jesus Guillen Ramos, Kansas State University Police Department. James Hicks, Augusta Department of Public Safety. Joshua Higgins, Lacine Police Department. Malachi Hodges, Elk County Sheriff's Office. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Janessa Howard, Great Bend Police Department. William Hewlett, Emporia Police Department. Skylar Ives, Fort Scott Police Department. Angel Acinto, Leavenworth Police Department. Hujun Jin, Kansas State University Police Department. Trace McQueen, Gray County Sheriff's Office. Aiden Miller, Greenwood County Sheriff's Office. Devin O'Neill, Seneca Police Department. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Christina Perez, Finney County Sheriff's Office. Addison Red, Pittsburgh Police Department. Haley Schoenberger, Trigo County Sheriff's Office. Gavin Smith, Spring Hill Police Department. Isaiah Upshaw, Junction City Police Department. Olivia Wood, University of Kansas Police Department. Kyle Wooster, Finney County Sheriff's Office.
And Travis Cassidy of the Elk County Sheriff's Office. Third row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to first off say thank you for coming and supporting your graduates. And it's always such a great pleasure to see the families here. I love to hear the kids crying. That's just such a great atmosphere for us to have for this closing event. So thank you for bringing your families. I want to thank all the administrators and the chiefs and sheriffs that are in the room for all your support and for selecting and finding such great applicants that you can bring to KLETC for us to train. It's just been a real pleasure to have here. The 359th, would you please stand, please? On behalf of Director of Police Training, Darren Beck, I hereby certify that each of you have completed all the requirements to be a police officer in the state of Kansas. And let me be the first to congratulate you and to welcome you to the Kansas law enforcement family. Congratulations. you.